If free will really exists, not just as a feeling, but as an actual power, then somewhere in our experience, we should be able to find it. Some moment, some decision, some point where a choice appears, without being pushed into existence by something else. So that's what we're doing here. We're not trying to deny free will, we're trying to locate it. And the place everyone starts looking is causality, because causality is the basic rule of reality. Every effect has a cause. That's not a philosophical opinion, it's how the world works. You plant a seed, you get a tree. Touch fire, you get burned. Apply force, something moves. We don't question this with objects. We rely on it every day. The question is whether we are different. Whether human decisions somehow escape the rule that governs everything else. So let's test that assumption. When something happens in your life, we instinctively look for reasons. Why did the car crash? Why did the business fail? Why did the relationship fall apart? We expect causes, but when it comes to our own decisions, we quietly suspend that instinct. We say things like, I just decided. It came from me. I chose it. But what does that actually mean? Let's slow down and take a normal example. This morning you chose coffee instead of tea. Nothing dramatic. Just a routine decision. If free will exists in the strong sense, this should be a good place to find it. So why coffee? Because you prefer it. Why do you prefer it? Because of how it tastes to you. Because of how it makes you feel. Because of what it represents. Alertness, comfort, routine. Where did those preferences come from? Repeated exposure, learned associations, advertising, family habits, cultural norms. And underneath all of that, biology, taste receptors, neural reward pathways, dopamine responses. Did you choose any of that? No, and that doesn't make the choice fake. It just means it didn't appear from nowhere. Let's keep going. Your biology came from DNA. Your DNA came from your parents from theirs. Your culture's relationship with coffee came from history, trade, economics, geography. Every layer rests on another. So far, the choice looks, well, explained, not dismissed. Explained. So maybe free will lives somewhere deeper. Maybe not in preferences, but in our inner life. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Now let's look there. You feel angry. Why? Because someone disrespected you. Why did that matter? Because your mind interpreted it as a threat to your dignity, your safety, your sense of worth. Why does your mind interpret things that way? Because of prior learning. Past experiences, cultural values, temperament, and emotional wiring. Did you choose any of that? Again, no. The anger didn't just appear. It followed a path. The same is true for attraction, fear, motivation, or even ambition. Each one has a backstory, a history, a chain. And everywhere we look, we find causes, conditions, and explanations. What we don't seem to find, however, is a moment where a decision appears untethered, uncaused, or self-originating. So this raises a serious question. If every choice we examine turns out to be shaped by prior influences, where exactly is free will supposed to be hiding? This isn't an argument yet. It's an observation, and it leads to an uncomfortable possibility. Maybe free will, at least as total independence, is something we assume because it feels true, not because we can demonstrate it. Now, before this turns bleak, notice something important. The absence of randomness doesn't mean the absence of meaning. It just means things make sense. And interestingly, this is where our investigation starts brushing up against theology, not because we were trying to get there, but because the trail keeps leading there. Scripture doesn't describe human actions as floating free from influence. It talks about hearts being shaped, desires being inclined, paths being directed, and it frames human life as taking place inside a larger purposeful order. Scripture says, "In him we live and move and have our being." Acts 17-28. That verse doesn't settle the debate, but it does echo what the evidence keeps suggesting. We are not isolated origins. We exist within something, within a structure, within a story. So maybe the real question isn't, do I have free will? Maybe it's this. What kind of agency exists inside a world where nothing just happens? So this is where our search has led us so far. Everywhere we look, we find causes, histories, conditions that shape what we think, feel, and do. What we haven't been able to find, at least not yet, is a clear example of a choice that stands completely on its own. And the tension doesn't disappear when we turn inward, because there's another experience many of us know all too well. That strange gap between what we want to do and what we actually end up doing. In the next video, we're going to explore that tension directly. Why you do what you don't want to do. A deep look at Romans 7 and what it reveals about desire, conflict, and human agency. If this video helped you think more clearly about your own decisions, go ahead and like it. It helps this series reach others who are asking the same questions. If you want to keep following this search step by step, subscribe. We're not rushing to conclusions here. And if you know someone who wrestles with these questions, feel free to share it. Sometimes the most important ideas don't demand agreement. They just ask to be considered. I'll see you in the next one.